a big news coming in, Election Commission of India has released a point-wise rebuttal addressing claims of electoral irregularities made by leader of the opposition and, in fact, in Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi, in fact, in his opinion piece, in one of the leading dailies, stated that Maharashtra Assembly elections in 2024 were a blueprint for rigging democracy. Remember, this is not the first time that the Congress leader has made such claims. In fact, his article showed how this happened step by step. Rig the panel for appointing the Election Commission, add fake voters to the roll, inflate voters turnout, then target the bogus voting exactly where BJP needs to win and hide the evidence. These are some of the points that Rahul Gandhi has mentioned. Now, ECI's rebuttal emphasizes the integrity of the electoral process, highlighting the involvement of government staff and party representatives in all the stages, from electoral roll preparation to counting, in the presence of authorized party representatives. Now, the ECI denied claims of compromise, emphasizing the accuracy and also transparency of the Indian elections. So, Election Commission has already submitted the rebuttal to the claims which are made by the leader of the opposition in Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, making claims not once but several times out in the public about how the Maharashtra polls were rigged. My colleague Piyush Pandey is joining us on the broadcast. Piyush, so the rebuttal has come in from the ECI on the claims which has repeatedly been made by the leader of the opposition, that too out on a public platform, not only about Maharashtra but several other instances.
Yes, Election Commission of India reiterated today after the following Lok Sabha LOP, Rahul Gandhi tweeted that the Maharashtra election in November 2024 was rigged. The Election Commission of India hit back with a point-wise rebuttal, stating that facts are completely being ignored. The ECI stated allegations raised against the electoral rolls of Maharashtra are affront to the rule of law. The Election Commission had brought out all these facts in reply to INC on 20th December 2024 itself, which is available on the ECI website also. So that ECI reiterated again. It appears that all these facts are completely being ignored while raising such issues again and again. Yes.
Right. Piyush, also I remember that specific press conference which was held by Rahul Gandhi a couple of months ago, where he presented, the point-wise data of how he knows that the Maharashtra elections were actually rigged. Are all of those questions being answered by this rebuttal that the ECI has given? All those questions which were raised by a leader of the opposition out in the press briefing?
Yes. The press briefing was held in April. And before that, 24th of December 2024, INC basically alleged to ECI on election of Maharashtra related and voting percentage also. After that, Election Commission of India clarified all issues after the allegations of INC and Rahul Gandhi also. Now, Election Commission of India reiterated again after the Rahul Gandhi tweet, and they replied each and every point which alleged by Rahul Gandhi.
Right. Piyush, thank you so much for joining us with all of the latest with regards to this particular issue. Right now, we have got a couple of more political reactions coming in on the same. Let's take a hear.
कि राहुल गांधी इन्होंने बिहार में अपनी हार मान ली है। मैं हमेशा ये कहता हूं कि जब तक राहुल गांधी जमीन पर नहीं उतरेंगे, तथ्यों को जब तक वो नहीं समझेंगे और जब तक अपने आप से झूठ बोलेंगे, अपने आप को झूठा आश्वासन और झूठा दिलासा देंगे, तब तक उनकी पार्टी कभी जीत नहीं सकती। उनको जागना ही पड़ेगा, यथार्थ समझना ही पड़ेगा, नहीं तो ऐसी बेसिर पैर बातें वो हमेशा करते रहेंगे। हमेशा झूठ बोलते रहेंगे, हमेशा मतदाताओं का अपमान करते रहेंगे। ये राहुल गांधी ने महाराष्ट्र के मतदाताओं का जो अपमान किया है, इसके लिए मैं उनका निषेध करता हूं।
राहुल गांधी को शायद ध्यान में नहीं आता कि देश के डीजीएमओ और मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एक्सटर्नल अफेयर के जो प्रवक्ता है उन्होंने बड़ी स्पष्टता से बता दिया है कि ये द्विपक्षीय है, डोनाल्ड ट्रंप का कोई इसमें रोल नहीं है। और जहां तक जातिगत जनगणना की बात है तो मैं अपेक्षा करूंगा जहां जहां उनकी सरकारें हैं पहले उसको वहां अपनी सरकारों में लागू करें।
All right, shifting focus, a major boost to India-UK ties. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has hailed the recent conclusion of the Free Trade Agreement and also Double Contribution Convention as a milestone moment. Speaking alongside UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy, Jaishankar said the deal will deepen trade, investment and strategic cooperation.
The recent conclusion of the India-UK FTA and the Double Contribution Convention is truly a milestone. It will not only propel our two-way trade and investment, but will also have a positive effect on other strategic aspects of our bilateral ties. It would also contribute to the strengthening of supply and value chains. Since your last visit to India, there have been significant initiatives on which both of us have taken, and those initiatives have progressed well. I would single out the Technology Security Initiative, which will enable deeper collaboration in strategic technology sectors of AI, semiconductors, telecom, quantum, health tech, biotech, critical minerals, and advanced minerals. We've also launched the Strategic Exports and Technology Cooperation Dialogue, the first meeting of which I believe was held this week. This will enhance, among others, the TSI's effectiveness in promoting trade in critical and emerging technologies, including the resolution of relevant licensing or regulatory issues. Similarly, the UK-India infrastructure financial bridge can unlock quality long-term capital flows from the United Kingdom to India, and that would surely contribute to our infrastructure development. There's very good collaboration in the education sector, with many more universities, I believe, planning to establish their campuses in India.
In fact, during his meeting with the UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar sent out a very strong message to the world that India practices a policy of zero tolerance against terrorism and also expects its partners to understand its position. He also thanked the UK government for the strong condemnation of the Pahalgam terrorist attacks.
At the outset, let me thank the government of the United Kingdom for the strong condemnation of the barbaric terrorist attack in Pahalgam in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, and for your solidarity and support to India in the fight against terrorism. We practice a policy of zero tolerance against terrorism and expect our partners to understand it. And we will never countenance perpetrators of evil being put at par with its victims. Foreign Secretary, the recent conclusion of the India-UK FTA and the Double Contribution Convention is truly a milestone. It will not only propel our two-way trade and investment, but will also have a positive effect on other strategic aspects of our bilateral ties. It would also contribute to the strengthening of supply and value chains.
Stark contrast to his predecessor Justin Trudeau, Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney has said that he cannot accuse anyone of wrongdoing when the legal process is on. He was reacting to the killing of Khalistani terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Carney said that Canada has a legal process and until the truth is out, he cannot say anything.
We are in the role, Canada is in the role of the G7 chair, and in those discussions, as agreed with our G7 colleagues, include important discussions on energy security, on digital future, critical minerals, amongst others, and partnerships actually in building infrastructure in the emerging and developing world. There are certain countries that should be at the table for those discussions, and in my capacity as G7 chair, consultation with others, some others, make those determinations. India, the 5th largest economy in the world, effectively the most populous country in the world, central to a number of those supply chains, at the heart of a number of those supply chains, so it makes sense. And in addition, bilaterally, we have now agreed, importantly, to continued law enforcement dialogue. So there's been some progress on that. It recognizes issues of accountability. I extended the invitation to Prime Minister Modi in that context, and he has accepted. My message is that we're a country of the rule of law. The rule of law is proceeding as it should in Canada, and I am not going to disrupt that process. My message is that we're a country of the rule of law. The rule of law is proceeding as it should in Canada, and I am not going to disrupt that process.
Earlier, Justin Trudeau had openly accused India of conspiracy and murder of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, remember, which led to tensions between both the countries. Now, Trudeau had claimed that they had, quote-unquote, credible evidence to show India's involvement in the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar. But Mark Carney has defended his decision to invite Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the upcoming G7 summit in Alberta after having received a lot of criticism for it from the Sikh community of Canada.
Prime Minister Mark Carney has done the right thing. Well, people might say there was a slight delay, but I do not wish to go into it. But the basic point is that G7 meeting, which is effective in having conversations about what's happening to the global economy, what is happening in regard to security, what's happening in regard to war and peace, and also about what is happening with terrorism and the measures we need to take for counter-terrorism without India's presence. So I take it that Prime Minister Modi will raise the issue of terrorism, apart from other issues, climate change, everything will be raised, but there should be more focus on terrorism, and even after Pahalgam, we should recognize that the rest of the world, especially the West, has not really stopped.
Moving on, ending months of speculation, Bangladesh's interim Prime Minister Mohammad Yunus has now announced that national elections will be held in the first half of the month of April of 2026. But the opposition BNP has flatly rejected the timeline, calling it a deliberate delay. Acting BNP chairman Tariq Rahman chaired an emergency meeting last night accusing Mohammad Yunus of also overstepping his mandate during his Eid address. The BNP says April polls clash with Ramadan, exams and extreme heat, and is now planning a nationwide campaign to demand elections by December 2025. Sources say the BNP is also rallying nearly 20 other parties to form a united front against the interim government's roadmap. Shifting focus, US President Donald Trump has said that he had not decided whether to deploy sanctions against Russia or not. Over its war in Ukraine, the Senate is contemplating to bring a bill that would impose stiff sanctions on Russia while imposing secondary sanctions on countries that trade with Russia. Asked about Russia's most recent attack on the Ukrainian capital Kiev in the early hours of Friday that killed at least 6 people, Donald Trump said, and let me quote him here, that Ukraine gave Putin a reason to go and bomb the hell out of them.
Well, I know the bill. I studied the bill. We're going to see. I mean, if I think Russia will not be making a deal or stopping the bloodshed, 5 and 6 even. I've been saying 5 and 6, and now it's more. 1,000 a week, soldiers being killed and people being killed. Not just soldiers, people being killed, but largely soldiers being killed. Yeah, use it if it's necessary. And they've really given me that option. They have a bill that's going to be up to me. It's my option. They've made it that way. And it would save a lot of time if that happened. So I'm okay with it. I haven't decided to use it. It's a very strong bill.
In fact, a big development has just come in just days after his bitter feud with Donald Trump went public. Elon Musk has now deleted a controversial post that accused the president of being named in the Jeffrey Epstein's files. The now deleted Thursday post reads as follows. Let me quote the lines here that Donald Trump is in Epstein files. That's the real reason they have not made it public, and the truth is going to be out soon. That was the post that Elon Musk made a couple of days ago that now stands deleted.
Take a look at everything. I look at everything. He's got a lot of money. He gets a lot of subsidy. So we'll take a look at that. Only if it's fair. Only if it's fair for him and for the country. I would certainly think about a deal, but it has to be fair.
Do you feel like the U.S. can survive without him?
The U.S. can survive without almost anybody.
And did you
except me.
do you have any